Wrong screen. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Black Feather Guild. We're already having a blast, getting ready for the film noir episode of Tickfaw Files. Before we jump into everything and we actually go talk to the cast, I want to talk a little bit about viewer actions. So there are different ways that you can actually get involved and participate in the show as it's happening. One of the easiest ways to do that is through the game tweet, which you can find in chat. Right there. So for every 10 interactions on that, that's likes, retweets, and comments, we give a D4 to the cast pool and the DM pool, which, with this being a Monster of the Week game, that's particularly powerful, as it is a 2d6 system normally. Aside from that, you can do guild coins, which allows you to buy plot points. You can see all about those over here. Anywhere from an inconsequential plot effect to a major one. An inconsequential one is something like renaming a business or an NPC, all the way up to the major, which is giving a curse or a boon to the party or a specific cast member if you like. Usually means that they have something they critically need at an important moment or that they don't have it. Definitely feel free to check out the information in those panels to find out all about how those work. Aside from that, if you'd like to help support the channel financially, there's a number of ways that you can do so from this chart over here. Most of those are pretty self-explanatory, but some of them that might not be. The switch allows a player or the DM to tell another player, or if it's the player going to the DM, they can have the DM do this. They have to change their action word. So to use a common cliche, if you have a bard that is trying to seduce an NPC, and let's say that the DM is getting tired of their crap, they can throw out a switch and say, change that action word. And it has to be something that's not synonymous with seduce, which can nudge the story in different directions, and it's usually pretty funny. An advantage, much like in D&D, if you use it before you roll, you can roll twice and take the better of the two rolls. Whereas a re-roll is the same thing, but it can be used after the fact. So if you roll, a nat 1, or in the case of Monster of the Week, you roll like a 4 or a 3 or something like that. You can use that re-roll to get a new roll after the fact. Complication, we've already had used, so I can kind of give you a perfect example of that. So Michael has already donated a complication, which is one of the players have, without noticing, a large bow attached to the back of them that has 2 tassels that flow behind them like a cape, and that's already been decided that is going to go to Jonas. So they're going to have a bow attached to their back that they don't notice, that has 2 tassels that flow behind them like a cape. So the complication, you can throw just about anything that you would like into the game, and we'll have to work with it. The DM does have final say, much like the plot points, has final say on what actually goes into the game. So they may edit your suggestion a little bit to make it fit a little bit better into the story. Excuse me. But for the most part, we try to stick as close as possible to what you put in. Finally, we've got the swap 2 players for 5 minutes and the 1-up. So for the swap 2 players, you can actually have 2 players swap characters for 5 minutes. So you could end up, in this game, for example, you could have Riley playing Savoy and Yasmin playing Jonas for 5 minutes, or you could have Rowan playing my new character, Dick Bellaroo, or you could have me DMing for 5 minutes. It's very funny when it happens. And then the 1-up is much like in a video game, it's an extra life. So if you would die or otherwise go down to 0 hit points, anything like that, your character comes back with 1 hit point or the equivalent, depending on what system it is. But you can do all that through coffee.com/Raven, Raven.rocks, bits, subscriptions, and through Patreon. So our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions that they can redeem at any point each month. So very cool stuff all around. With that, we're going to go meet the cast. I'm going to hand everything off to Rowan to introduce everybody, and then we're going to enjoy getting into our silly film noir episode of Tickfaw Files. So, Rowan, go ahead and take it away.
It is me. I am Rowan. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator. You can find all my stuff at rowannorthillustrations.org, and I'll put that in the chat. Chat. I don't know what direction the screens go. Who knows? Anyways, uh, so this is my game, Tickfaw Files. We are doing a one spin-off in between our chapters here. So it's going to take place in the 1920s, and I will talk more about that after we introduce everyone. Let's start with Vanessa. Do you want to introduce yourself and introduce your character?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am the token Canadian of the party. I'm primarily a traditional artist. I work with watercolor and pencil sketch, and I play a character named Mira. Typically, in our usual sessions, she's a red cap fairy, which means she's the fairy equivalent of a vampire, and she's usually pretty grumpy whenever you catch her. But this time, she's gonna carry some of that usual grump, but in a more fun way, I guess. I picture her to be like the femme fatale kind of character in this situation. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that's gonna go.
Thank you very much. Next let's do Yasmin.
I'm Yasmin. I'm a graphic artist and illustrator. Most of my work you can find on Twitter on my handle that's on display here, or you can see my work on my website, which I'll post in the chat. I'm playing Zahil and Savoy, who Savoy is a human host for Zahil, who is a changeling, and they usually inhabit the same body, but tonight they will be independent characters. Yeah, that's it.
It's fabulous. So, Samantha, do you want to be next?
Okay. Hi, I'm Samantha. I am a musician, go figure, and I normally play like folk music harp at various events. And I have some music online as well. I'm going to be playing Simon, and he's just a guy. It's the best I got.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sam. All right. Next is Riley.
Hello, I'm Riley. I am a knit and crochet designer. I'll put my website out in chat. I currently have some. If you knit, I just released a knitting pattern this past week. I'm playing Jonas, and this is Jonas's outfit tonight. He's kind of the dame of the group, so yes.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. And last but not least, Raven.
Hi, I'm Raven. This is my my channel. Obviously, I do a lot of tabletop streaming. You can also find me on Twitter at the username right below my face, the handle, where you can find out all about what we do here at Blackfeather Guild. And I am playing Primrose Dick Bellaroo, who is a private detective, who is she's very unconventional, as you'll probably tell right off the bat. And she goes by the name Dick because she is a private detective, and that is another name for that, but also because it throws people off and she likes that. It's going to be really fun. I apologize in advance. I'm still finding her voice, so her accent may slip in and out as I figure that out this episode. So be warned that might happen, but I'm going to try to figure out her accent before the night's over with. Yeah, and that's pretty much me. Take it away, Rowan.
All right. It is 1925 in New Orleans, Louisiana, at where the life is high, the party's higher. However, alas, no alcohol, except for the stuff that is brought in illegally by the local mobs, including one run by our very own Savoy Bilius. Savoy runs a speakeasy this speakeasy is known very well throughout New Orleans, and in fact, all the coppers are in on it and are there for the alcohol as well. They're not very good cops.
Everyone has a
However,
price.
theirs is very cheap alcohol. Very cheap moonshine. Recently there has been a new player in town. Somebody who goes by the name T. You're not sure who he is, but this bird has ran afoul. That was not an intentional pun. Sorry. I can't. Okay.
We haven't even tried to break you yet, Rowan.
I know. I broke myself because I made a good pun, and this bird has run afoul of the Bilious gang for a couple months now. They've been starting to steal your moonshine supply as the shipments come in. You're not quite sure where they're going, but you know that this guy is gaining power and gaining power fast. And he is been a thorn in your side for long enough. Recently, this man has taken the turn for the murderous, as there has been many important people in New Orleans that have gone missing or have turned up killed. It is one night in the speakeasy where you all are meeting that Officer Pierce walks in, and she has a job for you. So, Yaz, please tell me a bit about your speakeasy. Can you tell me, like, what was it called? Like, what do you do there? What's it like?
The speakeasy's name is called. We're just gonna go with the Morgan.
I like it.
It is a callback to the original Bilious estate, and can be found in a quiet little door behind their garage, and it leads down to a bunker that was retrofitted to become a speakeasy. Concrete was all furnished with wood. The tables are polished to a reflective shine every night, and there is always some dame singing on the stage. Does that answer your questions?
No, I'm busy reading chat because man, already Riley's been on one. So recently, your selection of alcohol has gone down by quite a bit. I know you're kind of on your back supply and things like that now. But regardless, this is like the most well-known speakeasy in town. And so everyone is there still supporting.
We have had to water the drinks down. But it doesn't
more than normal.
More than normal, but it doesn't stop us from having a grand old time.
Fair enough. So I guess as we have described what the speakeasy looks like, can everyone tell like kind of where they are in the room a bit? Starting with Dick. Just talk about like what do you look like, where are you in the bar, things like that.
Yeah, so Dick is dressed pretty masculine for 1920s. She's got a white button-up dress shirt, suspenders underneath a suit vest, fedora, probably some sunglasses, and dark jeans. It's dark blue jeans. Currently, She is leaning back in her chair in the back corner of the room, facing the door, drinking and paying close attention to everybody that walks in, what they do, just generally keeping tabs on everybody and learning all she can while looking very nonchalant.
Very awesome. All right. What about you, Mira? Where are you?
As for Mira, I'd say she probably occupies a different corner from the one that Dick has. Probably the farthest that she can manage to get from Dick. That's where she's sitting, in a corner that's kind of dark. She's not as focused on whoever comes in through the door like Dick is, but she's definitely poked away, and she does have a good view of what's going on. So
Fabulous. All right. Jonas, what about you?
So Jonas is the dame on stage, and he's up there performing, and every once in a while he'll like look into that dark corner where there's this nice lady sitting over there and just kind of like do a special wink in his performance in that direction. But then like he'll also see like Savoy walking around and like give a knowing nod.
Well, that's actually great. Before we actually get to Savoy, what about you, Simon? Where are you in the bar?
Simon's kind of in the dead center of things. Like normally he comes for the music, but tonight something just kind of seems off. So he can't really end up flirting with her. So he's kind of looking around, seeing who else is there, looking for some pretty women. Maybe end up buying him a drink if it wasn't so shitty.
Excuse me.
Hey, a free drink's a free drink.
All right. What about you, Savoy, as the proprietor of this place? What do you normally do?
So Savoy's actually usually behind the bar. On this particular night, they're helping serve because they're short-staffed. And they're currently trying to pour a drink for Jonas, but Jonas keeps making this face at them. And so, like, they end up, like, pouring across the counter. They're like, God damn it. And they just slide the half-full glass to Jonas and walk away.
Fabulous. All right. And that's when Officer Pierce comes in. Now, Officer Pierce, you all know, is kind of a blue nose. She's not very fun. And normally doesn't drink either. She's definitely not one of the police that you have under your thumb, Savoy. So seeing her there is alarming at best. And she just kind of awkwardly looks around at everyone and looks at you, Savoy, and comes over and sits down at the bar.
Savoy crosses their arms and kind of leans forward on the bar, and they're like, Officer Pierce, you're the last person I thought I'd see here. Can I get you a drink?
Just a Coke.
Coke was still made with cocaine.
Yeah. So no, actually, I think it stopped being made with cocaine in the 1905. Correct, Sam? 1903. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Never mind.
So it wasn't with cocaine, not anymore.
Okay. So Savoy would pop open a cold glass Coca-Cola for her and set it on the table, but knowing that she's probably not there for the Coca-Cola, doesn't leave.
Yeah, so she give me 1 second. 1 quick second. Okay. As Naomi's sitting there, just kind of sipping her Coke, she's like, "So, you and me, Savoy, we have similar enemies, I believe, right now. Uh, that's correct, right?"
I assume that you're talking about that new cat in town called T.
Yes, T. Yeah. We are having. Give me one sec. Let's see, switch things. Having a little bit of technical difficulty. Give me one second. All right. It's like, yes, T. He's been causing a lot of issues for us as well. He's recently moved on to murders. And normally we turn a blind eye. We normally turn a blind eye to this business, right? But we're running into a situation that if we deal with this particular man, we're gonna have to deal with you too. And most of the other officers don't want to do that. So we kind of are at a situation where if like T has to be dealt with, but we, the police force, don't want to. Otherwise, that complicates things for everyone else, if you catch my meaning. So out of the proprietors or the people that visit your bar here, we were wondering if we could get a team together to kind of, take care of it for us on the down low.
Well, I think that can be arranged. I definitely have a colorful assortment of friends who are not afraid of getting their hands dirty. And in handling this, I do understand that handling them helps me out a great deal, but just for the sake of prosperity, it would be safe to assume that if I handled this problem, that your boys would still be coming to my speakeasy.
And only your speakeasy?
I would sure hope so.
Yeah. All right. As long as you stop watering down the fucking drinks, I think that can be arranged.
The only fucking reason I have to water them down is because I'm on my last goddamn legs.
All right, fine. If we take care of T and you get things back to normal, and you stop watering down the drinks once this is taken care of, then yes, we will try to support you and only you. I think the boys will be okay with that.
There is one other thing, Officer Pierce. I need somebody to help with a bar back. And it would be a real shame if I wasn't able to find anybody while I'm away dealing with this problem.
I mean, don't you have more workers? Is this...
No, with the way that T has been, my birds, we're on our last legs. This is all I got. Me and Joe over there. Jeeves. It's Jeeves.
Jeeves. Barney. And Barney B. Barnabas.
Yes, and Barnabas. But Barnabas is currently attempting to play the drums with my singer, who was 20 minutes late.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You're doing great. Just keep doing it. But Officer Pierce, I feel that I must stress the point that if me and my people are to take care of this, we're going to be taking time away from the speakeasy. I still have to make money, and your men still have to drink. What would say you about helping me out bartending? Just for a night or two.
Wait, I don't know anything about bartending.
I will write down all of the recipes. It'll be a piece of cake.
I don't even drink.
It doesn't matter. As long as you follow the recipes, you'll be just fine. That and talk to the customers a little bit. Some of them get a little sing-songy towards the end of the night, and they just need somebody to hear them.
Hey, Rowan.
Yes?
Just let you know, you just got a switch from Michael.
Uh-oh. Who am I switching with?
No. A switch that you can use.
Oh, switching actions. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm switching with you. Got it.
Thanks, Michael, for that donation.
Thank you very much, Michael. Okay. Fine, if it helps take care of this issue, then fine. But don't bring this up ever again, please. I have a reputation to uphold.
And Savoy sticks their hand out to shake hers across the table.
Naomi winces but shakes your hand.
And Savoy, upon releasing, claps their hands and says, "Darb, let's get this done," and walks out from behind the table, instructing Jeeves to write down all the recipes for the drinks and suggesting that Detective Pierce could start immediately.
All right. Good job scraping off that gumshoe. All right, so you need to get together a team. You have your pick of everyone at the bar.
I would like to mention that this is a pretty good time that Zeke walks in from the back with a giant crate of something over their shoulder, since they are going to be separate tonight, and sets it down on the counter, shoots finger guns at Mira, and just kind of struts across the room.
From her corner of the speakeasy, Mira is trying not to break her stoic look. Just you can tell she's trying not to smile.
Savoy rolls their eyes.
So, did any of you overhear this conversation between Pierce and Savoy?
How small is the room?
I don't know. Yaz, how small is the room?
That's a good question. A larger, like a sitting, like an American sitting room. Let's say by 20 by 40 feet. Does that sound about right? My bedroom's 10 feet.
Okay.
So it's not super small, but also not big, and it's kind of partitioned out so that it kind of fans out from the bar, widens a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Making it up as I go.
That's fair.
It's possible. It's possible Dick would have overheard some of that.
Okay. I mean, I imagine as a gumshoe yourself, you've probably been looking into this whole tea issue yourself, right?
It depends on if Savoy's been paying me to look into it or not.
Boy.
Savoy would have brought Dick in to at least do a little bit of digging so that they would have some information if they needed it.
Well then, Dick,
Okay.
let's figure out how much information you do. As much as you know already. Can you roll investigate a mystery for me? That's
I certainly
2d6.
can.
Speaking of, I actually do need to bring up the book. I forget about this every single damn week.
Let's see here. Okay. I'm still learning the gumshoe playbooks, seeing if there's anything that applies. There is not. Okay. An 11.
11. All right, you get to hold 2. And those 2 can include. Give me 1 second here. All right. What happened here? I guess in general, what is happening in New Orleans? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
What's being concealed and what's it gonna do?
What's it gonna do? All right. So, in your research, Dick, you have found out that this man has that there has been some strange occurrences at the Black Plantation home. And you also know that there are 4 goons that apparently work for T. These 4 goons you see coming back and forth from the Black Plantation home. You know that whatever they have planned, the goons would probably know.
Okay.
The best place to find those goons is you often see them in the back alley. Then go to that other speakeasy.
Okay. So I know what's going to happen is that's where they're going to be then?
Yeah, that's all you know right now is that there's something going down at the Black Manor, the Black Plantation Manor. And you know that these goons will know more. You know where they're gonna be.
Okay, cool.
So you're hearing Naomi, Agent Pierce, basically hiring Savoy to do this kind of mercenary style between this and the patrons of the bar. So do you bring that up, or are you gonna help find a team, or?
I'll wait for Agent Pierce to leave.
She's not
before
leaving.
going over to.
She's just not leaving.
Scripted to bar back.
Oh right. I'll wait until just Savoy's not right next to Agent Pierce to go talk to Savoy.
Oh. All right. Savoy, you need to get a team together. You know, I would say most of the people in the bar at this point. You know, the people who work for you, and you know a few other of the patrons. You and Simon have definitely talked before. I don't know how well you know Simon. You know, he's just a guy.
You might have to tell me that one.
Yeah, he comes in usually on the earlier side of things, and he's definitely trying to pick up a girl, but he's not found the right one yet, and he's here every single night.
Okay. So I know of Simon. Do I know anything else about Simon? Or is Simon kind of like maybe muscle, or is Simon a smaller guy?
He's taller, kind of on the slimmer side. So he's not exactly like your muscle man, but he's got a really good enthusiasm about him. So when he sets his mind to something, he's just gonna go for it.
Okay. So Savoy's kind of more not gonna quite approach yet. They're gonna walk between the tables as their talent is singing and kind of just sweep their gaze across everybody else and kind of settles on Simon and pulls out his seat and sits down. Is like sorry, I just read so sits down next to Simon and says, "Yeah, I've seen you here a couple of hot times. Uh, what finds you in this speakeasy specifically?"
Yours? Because I heard good things. Except this ain't so good anymore, is it?
We do seem to be having a bit of a I wouldn't call it a dry spell because somebody else has taken our water from us.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, and as unfortunate as it sounds, unless I do something about it, we might have to close our doors.
Oh, no, you don't want to do that. Not at all. Terrible idea.
So, and I 100% agree, but I gotta put together a couple of folks that might not mind getting their hands dirty to help me out.
Oh, and you're looking at me. Ah, I see what you're doing here.
I just because you've been here every single night, I wondered if maybe it was important to you.
Yeah, it is. Like if this place shut down, I don't know what I'd do with my evenings.
Well, then I can count you in.
Guess it depends on what exactly it is you're thinking about doing.
I'm not sure yet. I think we got to find a little bit more information. But this guy, this other speakeasy, they've been doing dirty behind our backs, and they've been doing this town dirty. And we got to put a stop to it because I may not run a legal business, but I run a clean business.
That you do, my friend.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So Savoy.
Question.
Yes.
So is what's her name? Agent Pierce is sufficiently away from this table at this point to where I could speak to Savoy without being overheard. Okay.
She just comes
sidle
in with Simon and
yeah, Dick's gonna just while that conversation's happening, just walk up and probably flip around a chair and sit in it backwards.
Simon kind of looks over. He's like, "How you doing?"
Well, flask is empty, so could be better.
I feel it if
But
I had
overheard you
anything
talking
better
about
than
this.
panther piss for you.
Yeah, I'd prefer to drink alcohol, not ammonia. Anyways, I overheard what she was saying, and well, I got a little info for you, boss.
And Savoy just kind of like switches sides and looks across at Dick.
So I didn't want to say anything in front of the stiff over there, but our friend, so to speak, he's got 4 goons that tend to hang out over at the other speakeasy. And word on the street is that they know what's going on. Something over at the old Black family estate.
Sounds like we might need to rough them up a bit. We might need a little bit more muscle to help with that. And Savoy looks at Zahil, who's still kind of like stretched out by the bar, and is like, nah, and looks at Jonas instead. is Jonas probably would have heard this conversation too, sitting at the bar.
In between. You're muted.
I think you muted
Jonas
Riley.
kind of came in like at the end of it, so he heard part of it, but not all of it.
Okay. So Savoy kind of leans back in their chair and looks back towards Jonas. What are they doing?
Okay. Jonas would be turned with, like, leaning up against the bar, just staring at them and just, like, drinking.
Is Jonas wearing a dress?
Jonas is wearing a dress.
Excellent. So when the Savoy looks back and they make eye contact, Savoy's going to wave an arm at you.
So then Jonas will just casually set his glass on the counter and just slowly get up and walk over there. Got that swagger.
Savoy's going to give you the up and down look. And says, "You look hotsy-totsy tonight, Jonas. What's the occasion?"
Just giving the people what they want.
I can't disagree with that.
It's a nice dress there.
Thanks, Dick.
I imagine. So what I imagine is the your actual talent of the night quit or didn't show up, and so Jonas has been filling in, and that's
Jonas was the opener, and that's why they're in the dress.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, Jonas, I know you're helping me out in a tight spot tonight, but I might need your help in a tighter spot, a more long-term tighter spot.
So at this point,
Dick leans over to Simon and goes,
at this point, Jonas looks off into the distance, and there's like this voice, and it's Jonas's voice, and it's like, Savoy had a proposition for me, but I wasn't really sure with that pretty young thing that Savoy usually had on their arm. And by pretty young thing, I mean pretty young, educated, very much smarter than me, and very much an independent woman thing. And then Jonas looks back and is like, go on.
I was gonna say, Dick just leans over to Simon and goes, is phrasing a thing that we're using around here yet?
I
What?
think you're a couple decades early.
In reference to what Savoy just said.
I can't breathe tonight, guys. So, Savoy clears their voice. Jonas, why don't you take a seat? I'd like to introduce you to my new friend Simon here.
Hey.
I believe that you know Dick, and we're looking
Very
to
well.
put together a group of upright individuals that know the difference between right and wrong.
Is that what we're doing? Are you sure?
I mean, you know,
We're in a
you
speakeasy.
know we're in the speakeasy, right?
We all know that
Are you,
right and wrong
You've been
do not always
Been partaking
abide
of your
with
own
the
stock?
law.
I have a very serious
Oh, I see.
question. And he's kind of like looking at Dick halfway and is like, I'm a little bit confused at what you're asking me to do. I already declined an invitation to one harem tonight.
I think it's safe to say that you don't have to worry about a second invitation there, Jonas. At least not from me.
Thanks, Dick.
Anytime.
Savoy just is like tries to like readjust themselves and is like, that's not what I meant.
So,
What tight
Savoy.
spot are we talking about me having a permanent place in?
I mean that the beautiful Morgan here, that is such a safe haven to other people, is experiencing some quality issues. And those quality issues have been pinpointed to another speakeasy in town trying to take my business away.
Right. The orange juice has been tasting a little bit watery lately.
Excellent.
And the whiskey, but
Savoy, you feel like you maybe need like 2 other people, and then you'll have a full team.
That sounds about right. Well, I need a little bit more muscle, and I know for sure that there's a word for this. Hold on. I got a word.
So we actually have like the 1920s slang dictionaries up right now. We're trying.
Hey, listen, I'll be your bimbo.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
At that, Dick chimes in and goes, "Well, and she'll pat like under her arm, where her suit vest has a tiny bit of a bulge where there's obviously a gun in a shoulder holster, and so she'll tap that and go, well, Betty's always up for some fun, but I have a feeling you want to settle this without gunplay first."
that's the name of your... Never mind.
That's
Yes, Simon,
no,
it is.
it's
Well,
she'll reach in and pull out it's a matte black 1911 45 handgun with it's like a pinup girl style art along the side, and in white sort of script type
Right.
letters. It just says Betty.
Nice piece of quality there.
well, as vigilante justice goes, we want to keep this as clean as possible. So guns only in the event that we need them. Now, I do know
Whatever you say, boss.
a fine bear cat that is here tonight that might be able to give us an extra hand if she's willing. And Savoy's kind of like glances over towards Mira to see if she might be watching. Or
Oh,
whatever
she
she's doing.
absolutely is. You know that there's a group getting together and she can see it.
Hey,
So,
please, Savoy, can I go talk to her?
Simon, I might add that Mira is definitely the most quality woman in the bar,
Keep that in mind.
Certainly is.
with flaming red hair.
Oh, one of them.
What am I, chopped liver?
Real quick,
There's
I just
something
need to
else,
swap
Dick.
my Wi-Fi over,
You're not in a
and
skirt.
it should only take a second, but I might not
Should
be able to do
we
anything for a minute.
take a break? Use that to take our break?
Yeah, we're a little early, but we can go ahead and
Yeah.
take the break now. I could use a refill. So yeah, we'll be back in.
I'm adjusted, so we can take as much time as we need.
Oh, are you already
Yep,
switched?
I
Oh,
fixed
that
it.
was-
It
that
was
was
a lot
quick.
faster than I thought
Okay.
it was.
Well, then
sorry.
let's finish getting the team together before we go on break. How about that? How about
Woo! So
Getting the band together.
Savoy's gonna kind of like tip back in their chair and look at Mira. Is like, we know. Like Savoy knows that she's probably able to hear them at some kind of level, and is just like makes this expression of like, you want in?
Mira plays a little hard to get. She doesn't make any indication that she's heard yet. So she sits there and she sips on her drink very delicately. And then she takes a look around the speakeasy, and then she looks to Savoy and she winks. And it's a confirmation she's in.
Jonas is over there like casually flexing his arms so that his veins start popping out.
Savoy just chuckles and kind of like waves her over. and then takes a deep breath and is like, Zahil? And Zahil kind of waits until Mira sits down, and Zahil cozies up between Jonas and Mira. And he's just like, what's up, boss?
Mira
always like,
just reaches
"Fuck
the
you."
hand over and like uses one finger to tap Zahil under the chin.
Jonas
Simon's
licks
watching
Seville.
this.
Seville. Jonas
Seville.
licks Zahil.
Oh my god.
Did you just say
know
lick?
that Zahil's
Yes,
rules are different
yes.
than Mira's, right?
They're all different.
So Jonas licks Zahil then.
Why am I getting a sense of deja vu?
Well, this time, Zahil
Zahil's
won't be
gonna-
as pissed as Mira was.
Zahil's gonna kind of like pop down on their arms, kind of posting themselves up, and looks at Jonas, and then licks him back and says, "Do we got a problem?"
Dick's just sitting there chuckling. Like,
Jonas,
saw that coming.
Jonas is just gonna wink.
Zahil's feathers like
Kind of looks at them,
brush
looks
up,
at
and
everyone
then look
else.
away and go back to Mira.
Is this normal?
The boy cracks their
It passes
knuckles
for
and
normal
looks at
around here.
Rudy. Sorry, go on.
Dick just replied, it passes for normal around these parts.
Ah,
Jonas will lick Simon so he doesn't feel left out.
Simon just kind of stares at him, just like,
I'm wearing a dress.
I am aware.
Well, with
Dick,
that,
Dick just winks at Jonas and goes, where's mine?
Jonas will lick Dick too. Raven!
That's not even what I was going for.
It's just turning into something wholly different than what I signed up for.
I did not intend for Jonas to lick everybody. Jonas
Dick
said that
just-
like 5 minutes ago. It's
Severe
just
Dick
Boys-
just smirks at Jonas. It goes, thank you, now I don't feel left out.
somebody's gonna clear their voice and be like, "Look, we got a job to do. I'd like to do it in one night because I don't think Officer Pierce is gonna be." What are you doing?
What was that to? Was that to
That's a
Jonas, who is
snapshot
now
of my life,
casually
guys.
Jonas casually licking Savoy while they're still speaking? Is that what that was a response to?
I guess so. But I'd like to get this job finished to the best of my abilities, and I'd like to do it tonight if possible, because I don't think that Officer Pierce is going to be able to last long behind that bar.
She's already losing her mind. She's just like, who ordered the bourbon? What? Where did they go? What do you mean they left?
That poor broad.
Dick's gonna walk over there for a second and go, I hate to be a bother, but just had to ask, you mean one of New Orleans' finest detectives who keeps track of criminals and evidence is having a hard time keeping track of a few drinks?
Yep.
I've never drank before, I'm afraid. So,
Well, I've
as
never
if I
done
don't.
crime before, but I keep track of criminals pretty well.
Hmm. Well, it's not the criminals that are
It's
the
just-
problem
is-
right now, is it?
Well, some of them stole all the booze, is what I hear, but.
Yes,
Anyways,
I'm the one who gave
Dick
your
is like
boss
just
the
purposely
job.
pushing her buttons just to mess with her, and it's obvious.
Just
All right, well,
if you're going to track him down, I would get going. Else, your boss is gonna lose way more business because of me. They will have tea, and I won't care because I'm the law.
All right. Well, you just keep doing the finest job you can, and I'm sure I'll have plenty of business to take care of. But don't you worry. We'll get this taken care of.
So
Okay.
Savoy's gotten to their feet and makes the little clap clap sound. Is like, Dick, we better be going, and kind of like nods to everybody else.
Barnabas stands. He's been kind of still sitting back at the drums. He isn't told to go anywhere. He's like, "Oh yes, your gun. I wouldn't leave home without it if I were you."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, hopefully don't shoot anyone. You know what happened last time. Bail's expensive, you know.
I do understand, and I'll be a bit more respectful tonight, or at least I'll try to be.
That's what
please
you
just
said
punch
last time too.
Well, then I can't make any good promises, can I? And Savoy takes
If you
the
get
gun.
arrested again, I'm out of a job. I would rather not be out of a job.
I will do my best, Barnabas.
Thank you. All right, with that, the gang is ready to leave, and we're gonna go on break.
Yay!
All right. So for real this time, we'll be back in about 10 minutes for more of this film noir Tickfaw Files goodness. Be right back. And take it away, Rowan.
Hi guys, welcome back.
We're having entirely too much fun.
Yeah, no, yeah. All right. So the group is all there. Dick, you know the way. You know where the speakeasy's hidden. It's closer to Bourbon Street. Than your little your speakeasy. Which is closer to the edge of New Orleans, where you get a whole lot of the beautiful landscapes and things like that. And close to the French Quarters.
Being in character, I think, as Dick, I have to correct you. It's Narlands.
Oh God, sure, whatever.
Who says New Orleans like New Orleans, right?
You know, everyone takes 1 point of harm. No, I'm kidding. All right.
May take 1 point of harm, but at least I know how to say Narlands.
Oh my God.
Joke's on you. I'm a 200-year-old fairy.
This fairy came
Anyways,
to my
I'm sorry.
garden.
All right, you drunkards. So you know the way. You end up closer to Bourbon Street and closer to like downtown New Orleans, and you find the alleyway in question. And there, sure enough, there are 4 goons lingering. They're rather short people. And you hear one of them say to the other, "Hey, Rusty, it's the people from that other speakeasy."
Oh my God, it's the goblins.
The goblins!
Oh no!
Goblins.
Jonas, you're up.
Yes, Jonas loves goblins.
Except they're people, not goblins. Get it right. Or at least you
So-
think they're people.
Okay.
There are always glamours, love.
So, so Rusty's like, all right. Hey, listen up, chumps. This ain't your neighborhood. Go back to your bar.
Savoy's gonna get out of the car.
As Savoy does that, Dick's gonna lean out the window and be like, "Oh, you done it now, boys. They're getting out of the car.
There's one.
You know what happens when they get out of the car?
There's one. He's like, who you calling a boy? I'm a dame.
My
Never would
apologies.
have guessed.
I really can't talk."
You-
And she just
Simon,
motions to her
Simon,
outfit.
Roll 2 dice straight up for me.
Oh no.
Simon
that's-
out here saying,
that's never a
"Fuck
good
chicken
sign."
strips."
7.
7. Okay. No, Dandy has a little bit of lip quiver when you say that,
Oh.
but doesn't cry.
Oh.
Hey, Rowan.
What?
3 plot points were redeemed for Jonas to have a bedazzle gun that looks like a pistol.
Oh my god.
Jonas,
Yes,
come on.
Jonas, that's what you're armed with. I have a holster.
This is going to work.
hmm
Why do I feel like Jonas is the Kronk of this party right now?
Gimli is like, listen, we don't care if you're stepping out of your car. This still ain't your neighborhood. There's 4 of us and way more of you. Rusty, what are we?
Jonas steps out of the car and whips the bottom of his dress to the side. Unbeknownst to him, there's like this ribbon with tassels behind him that also flows. And he pulls out his pistol and he aims it at the wall and he shoots it for emphasis. And there's like this little sparkle on the wall.
Hold on, I'm trying to read chat right now, and apparently Michael is burned his eye with hot glue. Who the hell? Okay, and they are like the smallest of the group, which turns out to be a dame herself, goes sparkle and runs over to the wall. It's like, oh great, they've distracted Bud. How'd you know her weakness?
They may not be goblins, but they sure act like them.
How'd you know her one true weakness? Have you been looking into us? Huh?
Jonas shoots a few more times onto the wall and starts.
Savoy's gonna cross their arms. They say, "What was it? Oh my god! I had this all rehearsed, and now I don't." So Savoy clears their voice and says, "Well, you ought to know your onions, because it's about high time that your boss knew what was up, and that you have gone and crossed the line with us. Now, you can settle this, or we can give you more sparkles and a safe place to drink the night away, and you can tell us where we got to find your boss."
Rusty sizes you up, and it's more like a. Because Rusty's very short. And he goes, all right. Why should we? Yes, please roll to manipulate someone.
Can Dick assist with a quip?
Sure. Anyone else want to?
That is cool, right?
I believe so. Let me.
For the help action.
Hey,
Yes, cool as help.
my character sheet has reset itself
What?
Oh no.
in Roll20.
How?
I don't know, but nothing's checked.
Nothing's checked. You still have your stats though.
I have my stats, but I have a
All of the check
natural-
marks are off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all my
Oh,
check marks
jeez.
are gone. I have unnatural appeal,
Sure.
so I get to roll for weird instead of charm,
Okay, sure.
which should be normal. Okay.
So Dick's gonna
That's an 8.
reply back to
Whoop-de-doo.
the goblin. And say, why should you? Because if you don't, my friend Betty's gonna come out to play, and she's a whole lot meaner than I am. So, be in your best interest. And that's also
And
an 8.
Dandy says, "What is this? Is this Betty prettier than me? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?"
Well, she's just a lot meaner.
Oh man.
Makes loud noises and throws
Simon, you're
heavy
so
metal
rude.
little things at people.
We've got the sparkles.
So both of those are a mixed success. I don't think. Yeah, we don't have a full success. Even with your assist, it doesn't take it up to a full success. That just takes it up to 9. So
We do have 9d6, by the way, everybody.
yikes.
And 2 rerolls.
So what you do is you convince them, but you have to show that you mean it. It's like, fine. How do we know that we'll be given safe passage, or that we'll be kept safe from whatever you decide to do to our boss?
Savoy clears their throat and says, well, seeing about how my name damn near owns this place, my word holds tighter than law, and all I gotta do is say something, and you'll be granted passage anywhere you want.
Is this true? Turns to the rest of the group. It's like, has this has they kept their word pretty good in the past?
I wouldn't be working with them if it weren't otherwise.
Rusty's like, all right, shake on it.
Savoy spits in their hand and sticks it out to the goblins.
Not goblins, just very, very
Sorry.
small people.
Small people.
Thank you. Gotta be politically correct around here. It's like, all right, now we're gonna keep you at your word. So when we say that the boss was waiting for you to show around, you ain't gonna be mad at us, right?
Nah, as long as you tell us where we find them, and you don't shake around the bush.
At this point, Dandy speaks up. It's like, don't you know? He's living at the Black Manor.
Fancy that.
See, boss, I told you something was going on over there.
Well, it looks like we gotta check it out, especially because we are expected guests.
Gimli says, I'd warn you though, that Miss Black, she's got a mean attitude. You'd think that she's a shut-in and you never see her face, but she's up to something in there, and it's right spooky. So if I was you, I'd be careful.
Wow.
Sounds like we got a agoraphobe.
Oh.
No bear cat's gonna get
So
in
just
my
looks
way.
at everybody like,
Let's.
I know big words.
What is it?
Rusty's like, I don't know big words. I only work here.
So quick thank you to everybody. We've had 10 interactions on Twitter, so that's a D4 to the cast and the DM.
Yay!
Jonas hands his bedazzle gun over to Simon and says, "Make something pretty.
What do you want me to do with this?
Make it pretty."
He just kind of looks at the wall where there's already some sparkles, and he like shoots a couple more and looks at Jonas like, "Is that good enough?"
It's a learned skill. You'll get there one day.
Simon puts his arm around him. He's like, "Hey, why don't you just show me?"
All right. So Jonas attempts to do something pretty, but art
Roll to
is
act
not-
under pressure.
Okay, I'll
to
roll.
act under pressure.
But I think that Jonas should have a disadvantage because he's also not very good at the arts.
Roll act under pressure.
How many? I get 2 dice.
Yeah.
Yes.
You always get
4 plus
always-
5 plus. Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay, I got 10. I make something pretty.
What you do. Here's what you do: is you do a picture.
Is it a portrait of
that-
Simon?
All right,
Just
Simon,
like
it's a picture.
rhinestone
Okay,
pixel art of Simon on the wall.
So you waste a lot of time doing this. Everyone's like, "Okay, let's go. Let's fucking go," and you're just like, "One sec, one sec, one sec."
Actually, Dick is like, no, hold on.
Let him do his thing.
This is interesting.
Let him try.
Savoy just like crosses their arms and Zahil's in the back like, fuck.
Rusty's like,
Jonas hears Zahil is like, "Don't forget, you wanted to do me last week."
In the back of
Zahil
the
says
car.
the offer's still open.
What did Vera do?
What was
"Was
that?
Mira?"
Oh, I said Mira's in the back seat, like raising an eyebrow at Zahil.
Zahil just shrugs like,
Rusty looks at Simon and says, "They always like this? Or is they just
Apparently.
drunk?"
Couldn't tell you. I've only been around them when they're drunk, so.
That's fair.
I am very, very disturbingly sober at the moment, so this is not me drunk.
That's what you get for selling watered down piss.
was like, I'm not even gonna entertain that. I don't have to respond.
This is a fucking nutbat, apparently. All right. All right.
Sorry.
Savoy clears their voice and they're like, well, let's blouse. We got a place to be. And gets in the car.
All right. So, y'all want to do anything else while you're there? Or?
Simon walks over and like touches the art and looks back at Jonas like, this is good. I like it. And then he gets back in the car.
Beautiful. So,
great.
you head to the Black Manor. Black Manor is actually a little outside of New Orleans, starting to the bayou area, the wetlands, where the forests start getting thicker.
Rowan, you just went super robot. I missed like the last couple sentences that you just said.
What?
It went super robot-y.
I can't believe it's
we
done
get to
this.
the Black Manor, and then what was after that?
We get
'Cause,
to the
Zoom
Black Manor,
roboted out.
which is at the far ends of outside of New Orleans. So you're starting to get into the wetlands, the bayou, a lot of the forests out in that area, and it's kind of pushed far back that way. There's been rumors about Miss Black that y'all have heard. One of the biggest things is that she might be some sort of witch. Oh my god, now I'm slipping back into my southern accent.
I
Oh my
was gonna
God.
say some kind of what?
I lived in the South for a few years. I'm, part Southern. Is that how that works? I don't know. Is that how? It's a disease, communicable disease. So you hear that she's some
So we're at the Black Matter.
sort of witch, and and that she's rather dangerous. As you approach the house, I would like all of you to roll investigate a mystery.
Fabulous.
And what I'm going to do is actually take what the middle amount is. So if you all get successes or not, then
So Jonas got a not success.
a failure or mixed success.
A failure. He got a 4.
Jonas, come on now, buckle the fuck up.
I'm just so distracted by the amazing mural that I just did.
You're still looking
thinking
back.
about it, like looking back in the rearview mirror.
Just keeps looking at Simon to make sure that he actually got it right.
Which one?
So apparently Jonas is kind of gay for Simon.
Sharp.
Apparently that's what's going on now.
I'll only allow it in this one instance.
Jonas is, don't worry, Mira. Jonas is not like going to hit on Simon, other than, creating a perfect pixelated rendition of him.
Listen, I'm all right with a situational gay. That's fine.
Okay, what did the rest of you get?
7.
What did you get, Sharp?
7. It's investigate mystery is sharp, I believe.
That's a 7.
JK 8.
Okay, 8. Thank you, Simon. 11, 8, 7, 4. What did you get, Dick?
11.
Oh, that was you. That was 11. All right. So y'all together, I believe, is a definite big success. So you get to ask one. Hold one question. So what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What it's going to do? What is being concealed here? What the hell?
What are you doing, Riley?
Are you okay?
It's spooky.
Okay, Raven, you were the one
Oh,
who got the
goodness.
11, so you get to ask the question.
Yes. Okay, what were the options again?
What happened here?
What's being concealed here?
What sort of
and-
creature is
okay.
it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What's being concealed here?
I'm gonna, being a private detective, I'm gonna have to go with what's being concealed here.
All right. So, so you look up, Dick, at the highest window in the manor, and there you see a man with long hair, kind of lean out the window, smoking a cigar, and looks down at your car and kind of smiles and closes the window, covers it with curtains, and goes inside. That's not Miss Black.
Hey, boss. Not sure if you noticed, but there seems to be some sort of man up there with long hair. Was paying particular attention to our car and
I assume
went back inside.
that would likely be our T.
Now let's not
yeah,
go spilling it real fast.
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Jonas lets down his hair.
I hear he has a penchant for gold jewelry. That's just a rumor, though.
I hate all of you. Anyways, so what do you guys do? What's your approach here?
He also apparently pities a lot of fools.
Oh, fuck
I heard
you.
that too.
Oh.
Couldn't corroborate that story though.
Savoy's gonna pull the car up front of the driveway, right by the door, and gonna kill the engine, and gets out and kind of looks at everybody else, and then looks forward and starts walking towards the door. Zaheel,
Following
on the other hand, is gonna wait for now.
Dick's following right behind Savoy.
Simon's gonna go too.
All right.
Mira looks at Zahil, and kind of like asking if they plan on going.
Zahil looks at Mira with like that smile that only means trouble and says, well, if you let the fancy people go through the front, back.
Mira motions for Sahil to get out of the car first, so that he or they may help her out of the car.
Zahil does exactly that, offering her a hand to let her out of the car and everything.
She like places her hand in theirs, and like one leg out of the car at a time. And
With those
and this,
long, luscious legs.
yeah, like this bitch is full like picture Jessica Rabbit, like slits all the way up the legs, long dress, like she's ready to fucking tussle. She gets out of the car and they go around the back.
Yep.
Jonas is slightly pouting in the back, like in the car.
Well, Jonas could go with them. That invitation's still open.
Yes, he will follow, but he's slightly pouting, but he's trying to be a good sport.
Does Jonas make sure not to catch the flowing tassels off that bow?
He is not aware
trying
of
to
the
catch those in
bow,
the door?
so he might get stuck in the door.
All right.
Why not? Don't you roll an act under pressure to find
Okay,
out?
is that cool? Oh
cool.
shit!
It's cool, dude.
So
It's cool. You can roll. You can roll. It's cool.
it's a 6.
That's a failure, friend.
Oh
So here's
no!
what happens.
Wait.
you-
Oh shit. Okay, I get a
What?
box though. Okay, what were you saying?
Do you mean an experience?
Yes.
Because this is a one shot, I'm not gonna have you mark experience for your normal character.
Oh
It just doesn't make
no!
sense.
Okay.
Oh, I lost 2 experience. Okay.
That's because you're a failure.
I am a failure.
So you go to follow Mira and Zahil, and you just suddenly go boing and you get stuck back in the car. You're like, what?
Does my dress comedically rip into a circle, and so now I'm wearing a crop top of my dress and my underwear?
Do you want that to happen?
Sure. Jonas is a good sport.
So the door is locked behind you, so you kind of have to Raven, if you abuse luck, you are going to lose it all. How about that?
Let's use all the luck. Okay. So what were you saying?
Yeah, you get stuck and you can't find a way out. So yeah, you just have to rip off your dress yourself.
Okay, so I'm in like because I was wearing a dress and I was trying not to have too much showing, and I also wanted to have like a little bit of coverage. I'm wearing these like nice tight boy cut type deals, and they got stripes on them.
Oh my god, like a 1920s swimsuit almost.
Yeah, like Cheshire Cat colors.
Why am I suddenly picturing Jonas as like Vaughn from Borderlands?
Jonas is Vaughn from Borderlands right now.
You're not kidding. Oh, that's great.
Except he's taller for sure.
So Savoy's gonna go knock on the door while Zahil and Mira head around towards the back.
And Jonas goes streaking afterwards.
Yes.
And so you're with Simon and Dick. That's your team. Okay.
Correct.
So you knock on the front door, and a woman answers the door with long black hair. She's kind of pale, and she wears a black dress. And she's like, "Oh, come in. I've been expecting you."
Savoy smiles as absolutely pleasantly as possible and says, I take it that you're Madam Black.
Yes, I'm Madam Black. Welcome to my manor. So it looks over. It's like, so you're Savoy, that nice lady, that nice person who runs the speakeasy, and You're Dick Belleru, and who are you?
My name's
Princess
Simon.
Simon.
How you doing?
Simon. Who's Simon?
Just a guy.
Just a guy? Okay. What do you do, Simon?
Well, I'm between work right now. Sometimes pick up construction. Just kind of, hanging around with these two.
Oh. Uh-huh. Well, anyways. Looks like you got a real dewdropper there. Anyways,
Savoy just clears their throat and like moves on. When Miss Black offers them the entry, they walk in, and Savoy says, I heard that you might be running with some folks, and I just wanted to make sure
I'm
you
not
were
running
okay."
anywhere. I'm not running anywhere. I stay inside most of the time.
Well, what I mean to say is that you might be in accordance with some unsavory folk, and I just wanted to make sure you were safe.
Oh no, I assure you, he's quite delicious.
Delicious?
What?
I don't think she's talking about the same thing that you're talking about, boss.
It sure sounds that way. Well, Miss Black, you said you were expecting us. Under what
Yes.
pretenses might we be expected? Since
Well-
you seem to have a bit more information than we do.
Well, you see, there's this wonderful man I've been seeing for a while now. Few months. And he's been saying that he's been trying to invite you over for some time.
We never received an official invite, just the corpses of my people. And Savoy smiles like extra sweet.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about the details. It's not like I get too involved in his business. But from my understanding, he was sending a gentle invitation, and then because you weren't responding, he had to get a little rough. At least he said something like that.
You seem like a right Sheba to me. Would your master be home?
My well, I technically I'm the master of the house. I'm a widow, see, and it was left in my name. It's Black Manor.
Then perhaps your gentleman caller.
That's definitely more fair. Yes, right this way. And she leads you up a flight of stairs. Let's go back to Team 2 really fast. Team 2, you're trying to find a back entrance.
Yeah, how do we roll to find a back entrance?
Hell if I knew. Hold on.
Is it obvious?
Is it sharp? Are we rolling sharp?
Yeah, I would say it would be a...
I really wish I could mark experience. Jonas is stupid.
We love Jonas, and that's all that matters.
Badmouth my boy one more time and see what fucking happens to you, okay?
Sure, just roll
Excuse me.
the...
Jonas is not feeling very confident at the moment. His Cheshire Cat undies are showing.
Can you guys roll me read a bad situation?
There's a nice mouth on the back.
That's sharp, right?
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
that kind of underwear didn't exist back then.
Fine, he's in boring
I got a 10.
underwear.
Oh, great. A 5.
No ladies are writing up about his underwear tonight.
What? What are we talking about? Jonas's underwear?
I have no idea.
What?
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Okay.
I was sad
Oh,
that Jonas's
oh,
underwear didn't have a smile on them. So I said no girls are writing home about his underwear tonight. Or boys. Or non-binary people. You know. Nobody wants to write about Jonas's boring ass underwear. Okay, we're done.
All right. So,
Oh my
Zahil,
God.
does anyone want to help out Zahil?
Jonas tried. And he
What'd you
got a
get?
4.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
you, Jonas.
Mira straight up got a 5. What the fuck you mean?
Okay, well,
Mira's distracted by Jonas's ass.
okay. Anyways.
Just a reminder, especially for Sam, since first time here, the cast currently does have 3d4, 9d6s, 2
So if you
switches,
want to add
4 advantages, and 2 rerolls if you want to use any of that.
Oh, I'm gonna use a D6 then.
Could I
hold on.
switch Jonas's
Zahil-
fail to a success?
Zahil already got a 10, right?
No.
Yeah.
So
That's
y'all
not
are
how switches
fine.
work.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so we get to ask too, Zahil. What's
So,
my best
Zahil-
way in? What's my best way out?
What's my best way
actually-
in?
Actually, it's only one question for read a bad situation. All right. Actually, best way in, best way out. Any dangers we haven't noticed? What is the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims? So you were mostly just looking for the best way in, right?
Correct.
So yeah, you do find a cellar.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna lead you to the kitchen. You're pretty sure.
There's no lock on this cellar, right?
No.
Zahil's just gonna throw open the doors with as much pizzazz as possible and just walk in.
All right. So, Zahil, Mira, Jonas, you all walk in. It's extraordinarily dark. And then you start hearing some laughter. And then the chandelier turns on. You are not in Kansas anymore. You're not even sure where you are. But the walls are made of a dark stone. And the floor is made out of marble. And dancing across the floor are foxes with wings. Wings of moths in fancy dresses and fancy suits.
What?
Oh, they're so cute. Can I please take a second to draw them? Okay. So Jonas gets out his notebook that he got out when the ogre came and when he saw the goblins, and he draws this.
You are breaking all sorts of walls here. This is 1920. There is no ogre or goblins.
Okay, but when in an alternate universe, he would have done that. And he draws this.
Jonas, I love the fuck.
Oh my
all right,
God.
let's go
He
back
was
to
just
team.
looking over Jonas's shoulder like, but that looks like a bunch of scribbles.
Should I draw you next?
Yes.
Disrobe.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Draw me like one of your French girls. Anyways.
Oh my God.
Okay, team
18.
1.
So the A team.
Team 1, A team. I don't fucking care. Let's get on with the show. God damn it. Anyways. So you guys are led into the study. He's like, yes, he's right this way. Just please wait here, please. And you walk in. And at first you think it's a study, but as soon as the doors close, you find yourself surrounded by mirrors. And your reflection is not quite of yourself, but of your alternate selves from different timelines and different realities. So you are seeing.
It's just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
So, let's see. Savoy. You see yourself as someone wearing a modern suit. Modern by 2045, so it's just bizarre, futuristic. Smoking a cigarette.
Well, it seems some
Staring
things
back
don't
at you.
change. But
Nope.
The cut of that suit sure looks a mighty bit tight.
I don't
Showing
know,
off
boss.
some.
It looks pretty good on you.
Dick, can you describe your future self?
Pretty much exactly the same, minus the suit vest. And instead of it being the 1920s shades, they are Ray-Ban aviators.
Oh wow!
Otherwise, she looks exactly the same.
My goodness, you two, you're so bold.
The cut of the shirt might be a little bit different. Maybe a little bit tighter, more of a. I can't remember the name of the cut of it. It's just more form fitting, not like skin tight, but it's just not as loose and fluffy as 1920s button up shirts were.
Simon, how crazy should we get here?
I mean, you got just a guy to like way over there, so.
That is entirely up to you, Sam. What does Simon in a different timeline look like?
Okay, so it's like more or less the same, but like minus the suit jacket, and his like hair's a little bit longer. Not too different other than that, though.
Y'all are boring as fuck.
It's just a guy.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, more than that, you are seeing reflections of backgrounds of a world that you are not in. You're pretty sure you just walked into a study, and yet you are seeing Savoy, you are seeing a manor. Very fine manor. Dick, you are seeing an apartment. Perhaps with your girlfriend who died in a different timeline. Simon, I have no clue.
It's just black.
It's just black? Dang, I like it.
So is our backstory the same, just adjusted to 1920s, or
That's up
or
to
is it
you.
different?
It could be.
Because that will greatly dictate Dick's reaction to that.
That is up to you. Is it different? Is it similar?
I think it's going to make for a better show to say that it's the same or similar. So Dick's going to pull old Betty out and shoot that mirror.
That mirror shatters in a bunch of glass.
Savoy is gonna grab both of them, be like almost to pull them in, to be like, oh no, there's glass. And then it them.
The other reflections start to frown, and they start coming out of the mirror.
What the fuck?
Simon would also like to shoot his reflection.
Go ahead and shoot your reflection. Would you like
Okay.
to shoot the reflection or the mirror?
The mirror. Stop them in their tracks.
Okay. Roll to kick some
can-
ass, please. Or I think that, or act under pressure. Roll that act under pressure.
What? Okay. What's that?
Act under pressure is cool.
Oh.
Don't you have like a -1 in cool?
Yeah. Can I use one of those add dice things?
Yes.
Absolutely. There's a D4 and a D6 available.
Okay, I'm gonna
You
take
can
a
use
6,
either one.
and that's a 10.
Okay.
Ooh, I'll be right back. I really gotta pee, guys.
Oh.
No worries. So as soon as Dick shoots the mirror, she just looks at it and is like, "Yeah, that's not okay. It is not okay to get in my head and show those things." And she's gonna kind of yell at the room, like at whoever's doing this, and be like, "You leave Adina out of this."
Savoy has like their back to the mirrors in an attempt to like cover the majority of glass that may have like sprung out at them.
You good?
To
Who is that to?
Dick?
To Savoy.
Oh.
Either of you,
Oh,
actually.
It stinks a little. It's fine.
It's like, I'm alright now. The mirrors are showing some things that are best left unshown.
I'd ask,
Wow.
but I don't think you'd say anything.
That's a wise choice.
Welcome back.
Somebody sneeze in here? What kind of fun house is this?
Anyways, so yes, Simon, you shoot the mirror and your reflection disappears. Like it's like halfway out and then it's just gone. You guys don't know where the doors are. And you're not sure how many mirrors are in here. So one of you might want to read a bad situation, probably.
Savoy actually wants to do that for their turn.
All right, then do so.
I assume that's sharp, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh no! That is a 5!
Oh, fuck.
Dice.
I get to make a hard move. Savoy, you're grabbed by your reflection and pulled into the mirror.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this. Let's go back to team 1, shall we? Or team B? Team B. Team B. Team 2, team B. The one with the underwear. All right, team B.
Team Underpants.
Team Underpants.
Well,
You
then
are now.
Team U.
Wait, what? Team A is team what?
Team U. Like undies?
Oh yeah.
You're emus now?
Not
Team you.
We should just take our underwear off and call ourselves Team Commando.
So we're looking at these
It's not that
foxes
kind of
with moth
stream.
wings.
Yes, they stand about human height. And they are dancing the foxtrot across the floor.
Honey.
Between Mira and Jonas, and it's just like we either go with the flow or we bring the ceiling down on their heads.
Is there a way to like do a 3-way foxtrot? Let's do this.
3-way.
You're standing like this, right? And then the one just like behind him, slightly back.
Jonas is the third wheel in this situation.
It feels like
Accurate.
Oh my god.
we could give it a shot, and puts their hands out to both Jonas and Mira.
Jonas will then takes Sahil's hand and put his other one out to Mira.
Mira just walks past them further into the room.
Oh my god.
You are a party pooper. And so Sahil takes Jonas's other hand and will foxtrot into the group.
Yes.
Mira.
Mira doesn't look at them, but she's just like, "Hey, listen, I'm not going to stop you from having your fun."
Mira. The
Yes.
moment you step on the dance floor without a partner, without following the movement, all the lights turn off.
Fuck.
And then you hear laughter. The both of you, I would like you to roll act under pressure to make sure you dance good.
Oh, good.
That's my
Dice.
worst roll ever.
Dice, don't fail
That is-
me now.
Also a 5.
Would you like a d6?
Yes.
Jonas has a 9, but I'm gonna. How many d6 do we have left? Oh, we have plenty. I'm gonna do another d8,
8.
d6.
Excellent.
7.
Okay.
11.
Success. Ooh.
Jonas is leading this time to heal. Boom.
All right. So you lead your way across the
Oh my
floor. Luckily, because you did good, Jonas. I would say that Zahil is your assist, but didn't really do much assisting. So suddenly Zahil forgets how the hell to do a foxtrot. In fact, I don't know how to do a foxtrot anyways. I'm a fucking fairy. Leave me alone.
Zahil was just gonna wing it, guys.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Puns.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Sahil prefers doing the chicken dance.
So you lead the way in the foxtrot across the floor, and the foxes don't take much notice. You are just following the music, this orchestral, kind of haunting tune.
For Foxtrot.
A lot of foxtrot music.
So speaking of music, I totally just realized that music wasn't going. Oh well.
Oh
Do
no.
we see if do we still have tabs on Mira though?
No, you don't see Mira at all.
Oh,
Maybe you noticed.
shit.
Wait, she's gone.
No.
So Mira,
We,
I'd like you to read a bad situation or
what is it?
investigate a mystery. Hold on, let me decide which one. Yes, read a bad situation.
What stat is that?
That is plus sharp.
Great. My worst stat.
We're getting a lot of that this time.
5. Oh my god.
Take one of those D6s.
I suppose
Oh, I suppose.
an 8.
There's
Hey,
2 rerolls too.
mixed success. All right, so you get to ask one question. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims? The victim being yourself.
What's the biggest threat?
All right. So, as your lights adjust to the darkness, you realize that you're in some sort of cave. There are a whole bunch of these kind of faintly glowing orbs around, and you realize that there's these fox moth creatures flying in and out from these orbs, and you start hearing tittering. They're like, "Oh, they didn't play by the rules, did they? Looks like we have ourselves a little meal, don't we? Midnight snack? A snack?
Snack.
A snack?"
How close are the ones that are talking?
The voices seem to come from everywhere. It seems like they're echoing across the room.
Mira switches into like a defensive stance where she's like she's trying to ground herself a little bit so that she can like if any specific one comes at her from any direction, she can kind of be on top of it.
Okay. Yeah. You hear buzzing. It gets louder. It's kind of fluttering as these small moth creatures start rushing at you. Think about that SCP. You know that SCP? That's the butterflies with the razor wings? Moths with
Yeah.
the razor wings? Yeah. That's that situation. So, I would like you to roll kick some ass, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. My whole sheet is done too.
Oh, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
so weird.
I had the unholy strength one, didn't I? For
Yes, you did.
yeah, weird instead of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Let us see.
Lettuce. Wait, making salad
that's
here.
13.
13. God damn.
Always good when it comes to kicking ass, though.
All right.
That's why Amir's the muscle.
Choose a effect. You gain the advantage, take +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm, +1 harm. You suffer less harm, or you force them where you want them.
I'll take the +1 harm.
Okay. This is what happens: is there's a whole bunch of them just zipping at you. You feel like a little nick across your cheek, but nothing major enough to cause truly any damage. And you start grabbing them in the air and crushing them in your hand, and there's blood that drips down your hand as you grab one after another, just smashing them in your hands.
Wow, this sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yes. Sure enough, after a little while, they're kind of start to fuck off. Funny that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Team 1, shall we? Team 1, Savoy is gone. Did you guys see, like, where were you guys kind of located in the room?
Savoy had
behind Savoy,
yeah. Them. Yeah. Savoy had pulled them both in front of them, protect them from the blast.
Were you holding them?
No, just arms out in more of a protective stance.
Okay. So your grab pulled back, all of you notice when she's just like something like
we try and grab?
Follow.
What was that, Simon?
Sorry, go ahead.
Can we try and like grab and be like, no?
Sure. That I think would be a act under pressure.
Okay.
Okay. I know.
8.
Mixed success. A worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Worst outcome is you lose Savoy, or you can go in yourself with Savoy.
Switcheroo. I'll go in with them.
So you try to grab onto Savoy to go like, oh no, you don't. And then all of a sudden, whoop, you're pulled in with Savoy.
Dick, probably at the same time, so simultaneously, just goes, hell, and jumps into the mirror after Savoy.
Excellent. So you all three end up in a different world.
Whoops.
Savoy, this is your reflection. So I want you to pick somewhere from Savoy's past.
An underground fighting ring in New York.
Oh, snap.
Hell yeah.
Aw, yeah.
Except it's a little different. I assume that this is the 1920s Savoy.
Right.
So it's a little different. Everything there is monsters, great hulking beasts, creatures that are just a little strange. Pixies flit about here and there. They all look at you. They're holding trays of drinks and just kind of give you odd looks.
Is Dick seeing all this as well?
Yes.
Dick's gonna grab one of the drinks off the tray and drink it and go, hey, this is my kind of place.
So because they're pixies, the drinks are like.
Okay, she's gonna grab like 6 of them.
And the pixie goes, wait, no.
Start working up pouring them all into a bigger container.
She's like, wait, no, only like one of those has the strength to knock a full-grown man out. I wouldn't if I were you.
You greatly underestimate my ability to consume alcohol.
This is gonna end terribly.
How's Simon doing?
So I was just kind of looking around wide-eyed, just like, what the fuck is going on?
All right, I would like someone to read a bad situation. Savoy, this is your mirror. Why don't you read a bad situation?
That's a cool roll, isn't it?
Do you want to defer to someone else?
Yes.
Savoy, I'm pretty sure Simon doesn't have cool, right?
No.
What about you, Dick?
0.
God
Well,
damn
better
it.
than me.
than what I have.
I'm decent at charm. I can do charm stuff.
Read
I
a
am
bad
not good at
fucking
cool.
situation, somebody.
Savoy rolled a 4 with their -2 modifier.
Why do you have
Add some
I
dice.
got a 3.
Yeah, do we have enough dice that I could just add one more?
Sure.
Do you want to use a D4 or D6?
What do we got?
3D4 and
66.
66.
I'm gonna do a D6. Oh, fuck. 9.
Michael's just like, sucker, read a bad situation. Yeah. A 9. That's a big success.
Oh, goodness.
So you get to hold one question. Read a bad situation. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's the most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims?
I assume that there's no obvious way out.
Yes.
So I am going to go with what is laying in wait for me, or whatever is going to immediately cause me harm.
I would suggest you do best way out. Otherwise, you ain't gonna figure out the best way out very easily.
Fine. Then I'm going to do best way out. Give me the best way out.
Excuse me as I choke on my own saliva. God. All right. So, the best way out. You're looking around. There is no obvious exits here. And then you see it. Up. There's like stairs, and then there's like a kind of like a place above where people who are watching the fight are kind of standing on a balcony. And behind them is a mirror.
Ah.
So Savoy is gonna tap both Simon and Dick on the shoulders and just point up towards the mirror, and they're gonna start heading that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Dick was in the process of taking off her fedora and her vest and getting ready to go into the fight ring.
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
And next up, fighting the bear, we have Savoy Bilious.
God damn it. Oh no. Can we just make a break for the mirror?
If you'd like, I would act under pressure.
Dick sees the opponent. It's just like, tap me in, boss. Tap me in.
Papa
I
Bear's
can take
like,
him.
this porridge too hot.
My ability to fight through something is much stronger than my ability to act under pressure.
Right.
And so Savoy's gonna be like, lesser of two evils? You guys want to help me fight? No! You have a better idea? Because that pathway is blocked. And if I know anything, even a semblance idea of where we are not getting through that blockade without at least winning one fight.
I'm gonna have to, aren't I?
I'm telling you, I can take him.
It's her.
So the announcer's like, hold on. So are we doing a tag team of 3 then?
Yes.
No.
I call dibs. I call dibs.
All right.
Dick can get
Do you want
started.
it? Do you want this to be like a? Do you want this to be like a all out? So 3 against 3 or tag in?
What do you guys
We
think?
can do the tag in.
Tagging might be easiest, but if we're not all in,
3 against 3
They
is
might-
also faster. So
correct.
But
We
if we do
might-
tag in, then I get to fight all 3 of them.
But if we do all 3 against their 3, we have a better chance of winning. I don't know about you,
But
Simon.
I get to fight
but
all
I
3
can
of
pack
them.
a punch.
Good for you.
I think at least between Dick and I, we can take them.
Yep, probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Just don't turn tail on us. That's not gonna work out. Not from my end, but from their end.
wait, are you talking about their
Okay.
butts or?
No, don't run.
Uh,
Don't get cowardly.
Dick's like already climbing into the ring, like setting the fedora on the corner. She's got the vest draped over the ropes.
Let's
Taking off her dress shirt.
Simon's just like, alright, fuck it.
Team Billions versus the 3 Bears. Boof, 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 boof.
I call the big one.
Dick, you can get whatever one you want. Simon, you get the small ones.
Done.
Watch out. They're fucking wily.
So Dick has now got like the suspenders are just like dangling down from the waist of her jeans. She's got the dress shirt off and draped over the ropes, and she's got like this like a tank top type deal underneath the dress shirt.
Savoy is in
And,
similar garments as they peel their top off because God knows Italian fine clothing does not dry clean properly when bloodstained.
You've mentioned something like this before.
Simon notices them stripping and is like, and takes off his jacket.
So they get in the ring.
All right. Simon, let's start with you. Roll
Yeah.
to kick some ass.
Okie dokie.
Excuse me.
9.
Wow, that's actually not bad. All right, you trade damage.
Everybody needs to roll right now?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go ahead. The rest of you roll as well.
It's a 6, dang it. Oh, thanks for the resubscription.
You're welcome.
How would you like to use that?
Good question. How about a roll with an advantage? 2 GM.
Of course.
Except I'm gonna give it as a roll as disadvantage to somebody.
I was gonna say with Monster of the Week it becomes a disadvantage.
Either way, I get it. It's mine.
Thanks, Rowan.
It's my game. Suck it. Anyways, all right. So what all did you get?
I got a 6.
You got a 6. So Dick, you get your ass kicked. You're facing Papa Bear, right?
Actually no, I'm gonna use a luck on this.
All right. 1 luck. Sure. What I'm going to say is luck will still count for you specifically, Dick, because you haven't used any luck in this whole game yet, as this is a new character. Does that sound fair?
Okay. No, but because I hadn't used any on Tilda either, I don't think.
Oh, haven't
but,
you? Okay. Then sure.
No. But I'm okay to just take the 6 then, because I don't want to worry about it. And I think it would be really funny if Dick does get kind of
Sure.
hit by this thing
Sure.
after talking it
I'm
up so
just
much.
concerned about you guys abusing luck now. So I would say that yes.
That was a joke earlier. I'm not gonna use luck every roll.
But I'm still saying. All right. So you got a 6. So Papa Bear gets to kick your ass. Simon, what did you get?
I think it was a 9.
A 9. Okay, mixed success. And finally, Savoy, not Zahil.
Savoy, for kick some ass, gets a 10.
A 10. Okay, full success. All right, let's start with Savoy because Savoy's the one who is in the lead. You get to choose.
I make successes. I make an attack, but with consequences, right?
No, you got a success.
Oh, cool.
A 10's a success, bruh.
So, Savoy's just like boxing style, does the pat pat to the just runs up on the bear and just like fucking slugs them.
All right. Take +1 forward. Give +1 forward to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm. +1 harm. You suffer less harm.
I have a ignore armor base.
Okay.
As part of my attack, and so I will go ahead and give Simon my assist.
Okay. How much damage does your punch do? Do you know?
2 harm.
Ignore armor. Oh,
Ignore armor.
Mama Bear's nose is bleeding. Good job. One more hit like that, and Mama Bear's probably down. All right. So, Simon, you're given an assist. That means you get a full success.
Oh, nice.
You. All right. So you get to gain the advantage. You inflict terrible harm, so +1 extra harm. You suffer less harm, -1 harm.
Let's take that first one.
You get a +1 forward?
Or no, sorry, you cut out then. Extra damage.
Okay. So your punch, I don't think you have anything special with your fists, right? So it's only going to be 1 harm. So you do 2 harm. And you send little bear, baby bear, sprawling, crying for his mama. It's like, oh, and little bear is out of the ring. All right, Dick. You're the one who's all ready. You're like, come at me, Papa Bear. You know what? I'm gonna let you throw the first punch. And Papa Bear does. You take 3 harm.
Okay.
Papa Bear's like, huh? Okay. Do you have any armor or anything?
No, because I just took everything off because it's a fist fight.
Papa Bear has mean fists.
Apparently.
So you're set reeling, your nose bleeding. You're like, whoa, what hit me?
Okay.
All right. We're gonna go back to group 1.
2.
So 2, whatever. I don't care. The team
I'm just
back
keeping
door.
tabs for you.
Thank you. So we're gonna start with Jonas and Zahil. Y'all manage to foxtrot across the floor. You do see as you are dancing that there is a door to the back. So do you dance towards that door?
Do we notice that we can no longer see Mira?
Yes. You have no
Jonas
idea
is
where
very
she is.
concerned.
Excuse me.
Jonas will not go to the door without Mira.
that's fine because Zahil was gonna pull Jonas in real nice and close and be like, I think we gotta fuck some shit up. The redhead's gone.
I agree.
So Zahil is going to not roughly push Jonas away, and then is going to pounce on one of the dancing foxes.
Don't hurt it. Just threaten it.
The moment you break from the foxtrot, you find yourself in that dark cave, same as Mira.
Can we see Mira? That's the question.
Good question. Why don't you roll something?
Sharp?
I mean, either read a bad situation
Dice.
or... Oh yeah, let's do investigate a mystery. So
That's sharp.
Got a 9.
are you okay?
Dying. I'm dying. It's fine. I'm dying. Okay. I got 2 6s. Wah! God is God. Okay.
Okay.
Been having terrible luck with the dice. I'm a little bit overexcited.
Okay. Pull 2. Zahil.
Zahil got a 9.
I guess you're the one who is helping out. All right. What happened here? What's so creaturous? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? I would say that applies.
Where the hell is my redheaded baby?
You hear footsteps walk off towards the left.
And I know for certain that it is her. Can I smell her?
Yeah. Can we smell her?
You hear the clop of her heels, and only one woman that you know wears heels like them.
I could be mistaken for soccer cleats.
Zahil has a really,
This is the
really heightened
1920s.
sense of
What is
smell.
wrong with you?
Just saying.
Okay.
Somebody's got the background music going really loud.
Jonas turns his head. She went that way.
Oh my god.
So Zahil's like, yeah, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Jonas offers to give Zahil a piggyback because why not?
So while these buzzing little moth foxes are leaving Mira alone, you two are fresh blood.
Yes.
Fuck him up.
You hear that flitting of fox wings, of little moth wings, and zoom, zoom.
Am I Fire Lord still?
That's up to you. Are you?
Do I still have?
Fireloads?
Do I still have magic in this AU?
Yeah.
Oh hell yes. Jonas, being very careful to try and not hit anyone, is going to try and do a pillar of fire around himself and Zahil.
While Zahil is riding on his back.
Yes.
All right. That is.
Once we find Mira, we can make a triple decker.
What did you roll for your magic?
Oh. 8.
It works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. Glitches. The effects inflict harm. Enchant weapon, that doesn't apply. I would assume you're wanting to inflict harm, right?
On myself. I do not want to hurt the poor fox fairies.
On yourself? No. This is the effect you want.
Oh, the effect? I just want to scare them away.
Okay. Glitches. The effect is weakened. The effect is of short duration. You take 1 harm, ignore armor. So yeah, you could.
I'll
hurt
take
yourself.
harm. I will hurt myself. I am a martyr. I will fall on my sword.
All right.
Oh no! Wait? Am I cured from last time? Do I need to mark it in the box?
You're fine. What was last time?
I don't know. I had 2 harm marked. Am I full?
Probably
health now?
from last time. Yeah, no, you're fine. This is
Okay.
an AU. You're not hurt. What are you talking about?
'Tis but a scratch.
Tis but.
Tis but Jonas's butt.
All right, so you take harm, but you are able to catch up to Mira. You go, Mira!
your two dupes catch up with you.
So you said Mira was like popping these things in her hand, right? She's
Yeah.
bloody.
Yeah, and they're
she was
leaving you alone now.
She was wearing a black dress so that you can't really notice it. It's not like a stark difference, but she has a little bit of blood on her. Her hands are all bloody.
Oh no, are you hurt?
No, I'm okay.
Were you hungry?
No, I was just more concerned with, squishing these little things than I was with anything else.
Excellent. You guys have an extra question that you haven't used yet. I assume you want to know what's the way out?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, you see that a certain part of this tunnel gets lighter.
Head towards it.
Excellent.
Zahil also raises a hand to give Mira a high five.
Mira obliges.
Now you're covered in sticky blood too. Good job. All right.
No, perfect.
He doesn't.
Are you gonna get on Zahil's back?
No, absolutely not. Mira doesn't just high five Zahil. She she closes her hand around Zahil's wrist and wipes the blood.
Yeah. Zahil licks the blood off and it's just like,
my
that's
gosh.
good shit.
Good shit. Good shit. Good shit. I say. Good shit.
I think that there was even a 1920s word for that, but I can't remember.
Why
We'll
does
come back.
nobody like the taste of my blood?
Zahil leans in and whispers, well, I'm sure I would, but I'm not partial to blood like she is.
Well, in 8 weeks I'll get you a glass.
All right. Now let's go back to team one for reals this time. Real team one. So
Okay.
Simon, you just knocked out Baby Bear out of the ring. Wow. Dick, you just got your clock cleaned.
Yeah,
And Savoy,
it's time to.
you traded blows.
Right.
It's time to remedy that situation.
All right, all three of
That,
you, Simon.
discrepancy.
Simon, which one are you taking? The big bear or the mama bear?
Simon's feeling pretty good after that. He's gonna go after the big guy.
Ah, nice. All right, roll to kick some ass. Oh yeah.
All right.
I rolled a 9 to fight the mama bear.
8.
Got a 10.
10. All right. All right, with the 10, to kick some ass. You get an advantage. You inflict terrible harm. You suffer less harm. You force them where you want them.
This is to.
Dick, right?
Yeah, to Dick.
Oh, sorry. What were the options?
Gain the advantage. Take one forward, or give +1/4 to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm. Suffer less harm. You force them where you want them.
Oh, we're gonna inflict terrible harm.
Ooh, yeah. Well, how much does your punch, like,
I have no fucking clue.
unless you have something, I would say it'd probably be only 1 harm, so you do like 2 harm. Just boom. Bop.
Cool.
You bop him on the nose, and Papa Bear goes, hmm.
Bop. Sounds like
Bop.
some reggae music.
Bop. Simon, you got a mixed success. So you fight, you bop, you Papa Bear, what you feel is like a pretty good punch, right? Papa Bear goes, bow! Simon, you get 3 harm.
Oh, whoops. We tried.
All right. Meanwhile, Yeah, Savoy, you got a mixed success.
Mm-hmm.
With your punch, though, you were able to knock Mama Bear out. Good job.
Fuck yes. Okay.
All right. So with that, please, all of you roll to kick some ass again. Now that you're all on Papa Bear.
Oh no.
Did you fail?
Yeah, I got a 6.
I'm gonna use one of the postman always rings twice and re-roll that.
Okay.
Got another 8.
Fuck you, postman. I'm gonna use the other one. 11.
Very nice. So Simon got 8. Yaz, you failed. And then you got 11. Okay. So this is what happens. We're gonna start with the lowest first this time. Yeah, you already took 2 harm, right, from Mama Bear? Is that right? Savoy?
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I will take 2 harm from Mama Bear.
Papa Bear socks ya. Yeah, you are 5 and unstable. Socks you real good. Just poof.
So an additional 5?
No, dear God, no.
Okay, just want to make
You
sure.
are at 5.
I'd like to let you know that I did take the berserk action, which means that no matter how much harm I take, I can always keep going until the fight is over, and then I experience all of my harm.
Amazing. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Then Simon, you got to make success, correct?
Yeah.
So you're like, ooh, wow, Papa Bear, that kind of hurt, but I'm still going. I'm still swinging. All right, Papa Bear. All right, here we go. Poof. You get him for 1.
Yeah.
And Papa Bear goes, ha. Actually, this is how you both take harm. Is grabs Simon, grabs you, bow.
Oh.
Smashes us together.
Actually, instead of 3 harm, both of you take 2 harm.
Oh.
You are both still unstable, mind you, but
Once.
There may be
like...
mutual broken noses. We all have broken noses.
Now Dick's like, now watch this. Are you gonna inflict terrible harm?
No, I'm gonna do normal harm, and what I want to do is, Dick, seeing all this happening, is gonna go, okay. She's gonna do the whole floating like a butterfly thing, and sort of duck out of the way underneath this thing's arm,
Yeah.
and get behind it, tap it on the shoulder, wait for him to turn around, and then boom, right in the face. And I want to use the get them where you want them to make him fall over Savoy and Simon.
What
so
happens?
They sort of like the
what happens is you trip him out of the ring. You win.
Awesome.
We're fitting the match.
Fantastic. A ring out in a boxing match. That's amazing.
Well done.
Love it.
And you guys win the pot. The honey pot, that is.
Hey, whatever you say, Ellen.
Excuse me.
Okay. Do we get to
Can
this
I,
or get a forsaken weird ass place?
Yeah, you have a clean break.
Can I trade? Can we trade this for booze?
No.
The fairy's like, I mean, if you want to.
It would help the bar.
Hey, we don't know what when we leave this place, we don't know what we're holding on to. If you want to drink, get fucked now, but we still have to eat tea.
I'm just saying we don't know we're not going to be able to take it with us. It would help the bar.
Fine, then grab a barrel.
All right.
It's like, okay, sure. help yourself, I guess.
So we lug a big
Just gonna
barrel
grab-
of fairy whiskey up towards the mirrors.
Yep.
That'll do.
Thanks, Simon.
All right.
I sure hope you find your girl after this. Feel like I owe it to you.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you do.
I appreciate it. Free
So-
drinks.
You all
Forever.
head to the mirror about the same time that group 2 heads towards this tunnel of light where it gets brighter and brighter. And you all stumble out at the same time. All of your damage has been healed for all of
Hey.
you. But you don't take
Nice.
the fairy with you.
Ah.
Oh.
I knew it, guys.
Dick.
Well, we
knew it.
tried.
Yeah, that's pretty much Dick's approach to
And
it
then-
too. She's just like, oh, disappointed, but you know, it's worth a shot.
Hate to see it happen.
You hate to see it happen.
And so all of you just kind of stumble in, and there is the man with long hair sitting on a rather nice leather chair, one of those with the lion paw. It's like, huh. You know, I wasn't expecting you to split up like that, but it was more amusing for me.
We aim to please Zaheel Spitz.
But didn't you have fun through your little traipse through fairyland? No?
No, not really.
They all shake their head.
Quite a shame.
Fairies.
So, I assume you're T, right? The T, the one that's been fucking my boys over and leaving corpses in my area.
Now, if you had taken my invitation the first time to come and see me, I wouldn't have to have gotten so nasty.
Well, maybe if you left invitations like every other goddamn mortal out there, we would have shown up. But no, you just have to fuck with our shit.
Yes, precisely. You see, I too want to become the king of New Orleans. But alas, you forced my hand. He
Someone just puts their face in their hand and is like, that's not how it works.
And then he pauses and he's like, hold on, something's strange here. You, my friend Simon, you're not from around here, are you?
I just kind of got roped into this because the whiskey was bad.
I mean, that's a fair reason to get roped
It
in.
hasn't always been bad.
No,
Simon.
it hasn't. I never said it was always bad. It's just bad right now. God.
I suppose that's
Take
it.
it
That's
very
another reason
personally.
to take to join an interdimensional fight. But sure, why not?
What?
See, that's what I said.
Very well. Well, it takes two. How many of there are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six. Takes 6, 7, including myself, to tango. So why don't we tango?
Zaheel's like, bring it, bitch.
All right,
I call Mira.
everyone. Roll to kick some ass.
Do you want me to roll twice?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I really had to use the restroom.
Is that tough?
Yes.
Oh, freaking
So-
Jonas. 6.
I rolled
8.
a 14 for Zaheel
No,
and a 9.
Please note, when I say to kick some ass, if you do want to use, say, magic or do something else, let me know.
Oh, I can use magic.
Yeah.
Okay, Jonas is gonna use magic, and that's gonna change things.
I'm gonna use a d6.
Savoy rolled a
'Cause I really want to
14.
make this shot count.
Zahil rolled a 9.
Okay, so Savoy 14, Sahil 9. Dick, what did you get?
I'm gonna make it at least a 10 because I already spent a d6. I'm already committed.
Okay.
We'll throw a d4. Awesome. So that's a 12.
Dick got a 12. Simon.
8.
Dick is using Betty, by the way.
Black Betty. Bam, bam.
My favorite song.
Jonas.
It's why the gun is
9.
black.
For magic?
Yeah, Jonas wants to create mood lighting in the sky.
Oh, nice. All right.
That's it.
So, all of a sudden, like, there's like flashing lights, and this beat that seems rather anachronistic to the time. Got some good bass going, and just dropping all sorts of vegetables.
Is it actually Black Betty playing while we're doing this fight?
I was thinking more of like the Phantom by Parov Stellar, but sure.
Okay. Interesting note. I did look up where that song came from.
Oh yeah?
Because I was a little concerned about it, and it's actually an old military song about artillery. So cannon's called Black Betty.
Ah, very nice.
So I was like, oh hey, that works really well for the gun then.
Nice.
Excellent. So, all right, Jonas, you did mood lighting. I'm not gonna have you do a glitch because that's silly. Savoy,
Yes.
what you do?
I want to deal extra damage, which would make my attack of 2 to a 3.
3. All right. So this is what happens: is you hit him, but your hand seems to go through him, like it glitches around him, and he's like, "Oh, that hurt."
You fucker.
All right. Next is Dick.
12 with the 45.
Bam. How much damage does that do?
Does a whole whopping 3 harm.
3 harm.
And Dick is aiming for center mass.
So, as opposed to hitting or having it like kind of absorb around him like that fist did, what ends up happening is it hits a locket that he wears around his chest, and it shatters. And he goes, "You broke my locket." That's
Observant.
You
very
hate
rude.
to see it happen.
All right. Next is a heal. You get
Zahil
to
is
trade blows.
also going to attack for 2 harm.
All right, and he actually ends up grabbing you and dancing around you, just kind of like
That
does a
cake eater.
twirl around you. All right, Simon, you got mixed success.
We're also gonna try and shoot him though.
Okay, that's 3 harm.
2.
2 harm. 2 harm. Okay, excellent. Pea shooter compared to Black Betty, but
Nah.
All right, 2 harm. So what happens is that the mirror behind him, he steps out of the way, and while your bullet does hit him on the shoulder, suddenly another bullet comes and hits you in the shoulder.
Ooh.
So you take 2 harm. And he yawns and he's like, I'm a little disappointed. Honestly, as the heroes of various dimensions, I expected a little better of you. Regardless, we'll resume this another time. For now, I'll see you. And then he steps through the mirror, and the mirror shatters.
Can Dick do something before he steps through the
Sure.
mirror? Just say something.
Sure.
She's just gonna say, for somebody that didn't do a good enough job, you're sure running away in a hurry.
He's like,
Wait,
what does Simon say? What?
Just oof.
Oof. Tamir smiles and says, why? Who said anything about a fight? I merely wanted to see what you're made of. Come back when you have something better to show. And he's gone.
Okay, run away. That's cool.
Jonas turns to Dick and asks, so is that like our friend now?
I have no idea what's going on, Jonas.
Jonas is also in his underwear. I don't know if Dick would comment on that.
That's right. Dick hasn't seen that yet. So Dick's gonna first answer, be like, I have no idea what's going on, Jonas. This place is more bizarre than anything I've seen, and I've seen some shit. By the way, loving your new outfit. It suits you.
Thanks. I don't know. I was wondering, do people like stripes or like...
They're not very flattering,
but
but
it depends on which way they're going. You know, if they're up and down, then that tends to complement, your equipment. We'll say, left or right, it just makes your butt look big, and not in the good way.
So
Jonas looks at Simon. Jonas turns to look at Simon for a confirmation.
Simon's looking at his bleeding shoulder.
Savoy will go help Simon's bleeding shoulder.
Jonas was resisting the urge to just rip off his underwear as a bandage because we all know Jonas likes to take his clothes off to heal people.
You know what, Jonas? I have it this time. And Savoy is just in their tank top, and they pull apart their dress shirt and uses that and says to Simon, we probably ought to remove that tonight, though.
Yeah.
Is that an innuendo?
I love that you went to the Yu-Gi-Oh voice for that. That's got to be some kind of innuendo.
Alright. And Mira, you apparently were absent for some of that fight. So you come back. You're like, I don't know, feasting on foxes. You step in, it's like the bad guy is gone.
Mira! I missed you!
She drunk on fox blood.
yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Fox blood. It's very drunk making.
Very, very potent as a drink, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So you guys end up leaving the manor, and interestingly, as you walk out, there's no one there. It's abandoned. So covered in cobwebs. The alcohol has been returned, and the other speakeasy has seemed to have never existed in the first place.
Savoy looks between everybody and is like, we all still remember that, right?
Simon points to his shoulder.
That's right. Let's get that fixed. And piles everybody into their car and takes them back to the manor.
I think Dick replies and goes, I'm still sober, and that is a thing that never should happen. So I can say with some certainty that yes, that did happen.
Well, Dick, I got plenty of whiskey at the house.
Good whiskey?
Perfect.
Good whiskey. We'll all get schmammered tonight.
And that's a great place to end.
That was so much fun.
Yay!
That was awesome.
Vanessa, I'm so sorry you kind of blinked out there for a second.
I do that way more often than I admit to. The spacing out thing.
Well, All right. So there's some weird shit that happened. All right.
That certainly was. Certainly was weird. It was
There was
beautiful,
some
though.
trippy stuff going on.
So,
For sure.
we're gonna go around and just talk about yourself, where we can find you on social media, where we can find you next if you have another game coming up, and your favorite moment in the game. I'd actually like to start with our special guest, Samantha. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no, I was like a little like nervous and stuff, but it kind of settled in. This was really, really fun.
We're super
I had a good
glad.
time.
We're super glad to have you. So, where can we find you next?
Just kind of social media stuff, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all just Mistress of Melody. I have a website, mistressofmelody.com. The of is really important.
Yep.
Okay.
And I can say that she does incredible harp music, and we're super lucky to have you. So thank you. What was your favorite moment?
I don't know. I kind of like that like bedazzle art. That was pretty spot on.
That was super
great.
fun. Thank you so much. All right, Riley.
Yes, I am Riley. I design knit and crochet patterns. You can find me next Wednesday for Tickfaw, when Jonas is not in a dress, but he'll probably be shirtless. What did you say, Raven? He's basically Gray from Fairy Tale.
Yeah. He always is up with his clothes off.
And then my favorite part was I really liked that Zahil and Jonas tangoed and like tried to get Mira to like jump on Zahil's back for a triple decker piggyback. That was fun.
That's great.
Awesome. All right, Yasmin, let's go to you next.
I will be streaming next week for Tickfaw Files, the opening of season 2.
Yes, or rather, our inter episode.
Yes.
Between monsters, more or less.
Right. So I will be there next week. My favorite part really had to be like the small moments between Mira and Jonas with Zahil, just because like you guys don't really get the audience doesn't really get to see a lot of that chemistry, not yet at least, and it's delightful. That's my
Excellent.
favorite part. I'll post my website in the chat, but you can also find me on Twitter under Y Tatiana Art.
All right, Vanessa.
As for my favorite part, just kind of getting to be a little more lighthearted with Mira rather than the absolute mess that she usually is. But this time we got to actually kind of just be light and playful with her, so that was pretty fun. As for finding me, I do Saturdays now. I do Animus Absentis, so you can find me there. I play a character named Annie, or as the group calls her, Little Mouse, because they have no idea what her name is. And we all figured out that despite her name being Little Mouse, she's actually the tallest on board of the ship. So that's really great. Other than that, you can find me next week again for Tickfaw. And I do have an art Twitter and coffee page, so I'll put those in the chat as well.
Fabulous. And then should I do me next and then you, Raven? Or
Yeah, let's go that route.
okay. So I'm Rowan North. I'm a freelance illustrator and art educator. You'll find me next week for Tickfaw Files, because I think Friday you're not running your game, right, Vanessa?
No.
Okay. Yeah. And then the next week, I believe I'm doing second the second part of Spirits of the Storm, correct?
Yes, that is that is on the schedule for not this Friday, but next
Friday. And so for those of you who weren't there for the first one, that is a D&D 5e where basically a boss rush as you are trying to stop pretty much the end of the world as as all of the calamities of this world happen all at once, as opposed to the specifically timed out calamities that you have dealt with before. So I'm really, really excited about that one. That one is going to be fun. And then, of course, Tickfaw Files on Wednesday. So if you enjoyed what you saw here, please join us for that. My favorite part, I definitely like the shenanigans in the bar, just at the beginning, just trying to introduce everybody. And then dealing with the goblins is always fun. Yeah. Raven, you're last.
Yeah, so you can find me here. Let's see, today is Wednesday, so there are no streams tomorrow for Thursday, but we'll be back for keeping my days straight here. Where Things Go South, which is another, I believe, Monster of the Week game, DM'd by Polished Cryptid. It's a really, really fun one. And then we'll probably do like a watch party or something like that Friday night. Maybe watch some sci-fi together on stream with Amazon/Twitch's new watch party feature. It's pretty cool. Maybe some Farscape or something. As for my favorite part, there were so many really good parts. The whole thing was a blast. I think probably one of my favorite ones was the fight scene. Just because of Dick being like, me, I want to fight the big one, I want to fight the strong one, and then just not expecting that like 3 harm hit to the face. Yeah, and then her just being able to go like, oh shit, this is serious, all right, let me put on my serious face. And then being able to everybody work together and do the ring out, that was really cool. And wasn't what I was expecting with that. I liked it. It was very, very fun. But I liked everybody's film noir versions of their character, and Simon's commentary on everybody was hilarious. I loved all of the, are they always like this? All those little quips were just like at the right moment, the right time. It was really, really cool. Yeah, the whole thing was fantastic. I would love to do something like this again sometime. But I am looking forward to next Wednesday doing our normal canonical timeline story and getting Dick thrown into that mix. Will be a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that about covers it. So we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid Kent Weebs, who is a fantastic person, one of my favorite streamers. Very, very fun. Definitely give him a follow if you're not doing so already. We've got our raid cry of everyone take 1 point of hot. And so throw that out in chat when we go on that raid. And then I will see you all on Friday. Bye.